Hayes Danielle, is a triple world MMA champion, isn't she?
Absolutely. And she is so versatile. For this fight that she recently did in Calgary, she went up a weight division. So that actually puts her at a disadvantage by going up that weight division to fight the lady that she eventually fought, because her first original opponent had to back out at the last minute due to injury. So she's just so versatile. And the triple championship is in 3 different weight divisions. So she's proved her versatility time and time again.
I have trouble shifting a kilo on a regular daily basis.
I've no idea what that's
So that shows real dedication, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. She is so dedicated and so happy and lovely at the same time. I mean, if I was on the, like she's on a strict diet, but like, I don't know the intricacies of it, but it's like, protein, and all this other stuff, and she's so dedicated to it. If I wasn't able to go home and eat my Easter eggs after, the end of the day, might not be so nice,
We've had a few local athletes go on just recently to kind of top level sport, haven't we?
Absolutely.
So what about a dual sport in Jodie Hicks?
Oh yeah, she's so versatile with her.
So she's played cricket with the Sixers, Sydney Sixers, and she also plays AFL in the AFLW. So that's pretty amazing to be able. That keeps you busy all year round. Doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I could only imagine the discipline and the drive that takes. It's just very extraordinary.
And then another female, we promise we're not only talking about female athletes, but in Rachel Pearson.
Yeah.
First played rugby league with the Dragons, St George Dragons, but now playing with Parramatta this season. So that's in the number 7, which is a pretty important position on the field, so that's good. And that leads into, so Group 20 Rugby League in this region is going to host its first year of women's tackle competition. So Hay Magpies have entered a team into that, so that's pretty exciting. It
is very exciting.
I'm keen to watch that.
Yeah, for so many reasons. Like, hopefully it'll open up, more. Like, like at a certain age, the girls have to go on to another sport, don't they? Like in Hay, because they don't have that team.
Yeah, they can play league tag, but there isn't a pathway to high-level representative or doing it as a career within league tag. It's in rugby league, so therefore we need to play it at the I'm not. We need to play it at the grassroots level, I suppose, at club level, to be able to prepare kids for that. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Other champions. What about young champions that you had in the paper this week, athletics?
Well, there's so many. And it's so, one of the best things about reporting about sport is to not only celebrate the achievements of children over the course of time. Like, you see these multi-talented athletes. Bella Garner, she's great at swimming. She is great at football, cricket, anything she turns her hand to.
And how old would Bella be?
Off the top of my head, she would be no more than 10 years old. I'm sure she's younger than 10.
So we've got a long time of keeping an eye on
absolutely.
her achievements, you think?
Yes, absolutely. And Dusty Plum, he is a great all-rounder. Dallas Giddens and Alex Giddens, they're really good young sports people, and they are swimming, tennis, football and more. They're really good at whatever they turn their hand to, and it's so inspiring, especially from somebody who was never good at sport and doesn't know a lot about sport. It's just wonderful to see the talent of all these children. And with Archie Aldist, all of the Houston boys, prolific sports stars, the Hargraves. Like, we should be so very proud as a town that we are producing all of these pedigree sports stars.
And I think when I opened up your sports pages this week, it was full of the schools and the parents and the teachers all carding these kids. There was columns and columns of information about 3 kids went away to girls AFL, and then someone went to basketball trials, and someone else was they were doing representative swimming from St Mary's, and someone else. These kids are all over the place, all over the region. And if you look up Hay on a map, if you draw a line between Sydney and Adelaide and then up from Melbourne, that's where we live. So to follow sport anywhere is a big commitment from the kids, from the parents, from the schools.
And financially for
and
parents.
financially, yeah.
Yeah, it is actually pretty amazing, the dedication that parents go to see kids pursue their dreams. Yeah, it's pretty inspiring. Yeah. Nate Clark's also another phenomenal sports star that we are proud enough to say came from Hay, and watching his career has been quite wonderful.
So what sports are you involved in?
Largely athletics. Yeah, he's a great runner.
And just became a national champion, is that correct?
Yes, in the 800 metres, which is one of his favourite runs.
Favourite and run in one sentence.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite make sense to me, but good on him. And he's such a tall. I mean, if you've seen the paper, he's built for athletics, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And again, has the support of the parents.
Oh, immense support from his wonderful parents. And all the Clark children are very good at sports as well. Devlin's into a few different pursuits. Notably, he's really good at squash, and he's also quite the runner himself. And the younger Clark girls, Angel and Charlotte, they are also really good runners. Yeah.
So what about some of the more, we've talked about the big Australian, the footballs and the crickets and athletics. They're kind of very popular sports in Australia.
Yeah.
In Hay, one of the biggest events on the sporting calendar each year, the annual darts presentation night.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They not only hold their presentation night and they have many awards and whatever, but they invite representatives from schools, local charities, and what happens then?
Oh, they are actually one of the largest contributors to local charities around town. They just, everything they make, they don't actively fundraise a lot, and so they can be there at, their darts games. People will just throw money in the jar. They all throw money in the jar.
I didn't realise that's how it happened.
Yes. And they've raised some really good money, especially over the last few years. And a certain element of that goes back into better equipment, which they've upgraded all their equipment quite, I think it was last year. And, and other just goes to charities and schools.
So
and
they,
things like that.
at their presentation night, they literally hand out cheques, don't they?
Yes.
And it's to schools and childcare centres and scouts, I think, sometimes. Yeah, so they literally hand it all back to community.
It is very cool and very inspiring. They're just a group of lovely people who love the game of darts and enjoy making the difference that they do, and they don't advertise that widely. They might, say, oh, thanks guys for a great year at the presentation and this is how we raise our money, but it's not like they're not there for the accolades.
Yeah. And a new sport for Hay. I'm sure it's a sport. Highland dancing.
Yeah. That is absolutely amazing.
So we had a couple of teachers and their kids move to Hay. Immediately became favourites within the community.
Oh, absolutely.
Kylie and David.
Yes.
And brought with them their hobby and their skill of Highland dancing and Highland teaching.
Yeah.
So the whole family's involved. Uncles, mums, dads, grandparents have all been involved in Highland dancing. Kylie and David Kerr moved to Hay with their children, who were all champion dancers at a young age. And from that, they've introduced
the Highland Gathering. Yeah, it's actually really endearing to understand how much of cultural importance that the Scottish culture has to Kylie, and I believe Daniel? Is Daniel her
Douglas.
brother? Douglas. Yeah, just to see their passion and their drive and, how much they love what they do is really inspiring. And it's done massive things for the town. Not only are heaps of people, like Ariana Meads most notably, she just picked that up like a year ago and winning awards everywhere she goes.
Again, maybe 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Yeah. So the Highland Gathering was held just recently. It was the second event.
Yeah.
Brought so many visitors to Hay. They had the Riverine Highland dancing titles here. They had
the strongmen.
Highland Muscle.
Yes.
They started their 2024 season off with the competition in Hay.
Yep.
the street parade, the celebration that night where they did the whole...
Oh, the Kaylee.
Yeah, the Kaylee, where they did the whole address to the haggis and all that kind of stuff that, you know, we would never have seen in Hay before this. So.
It's one of my favourite events of the year, and particularly Highland Muscle, because you see things like that on the TV.
And particularly Highland Muscle.
Absolutely. Not only some of these fellas look so good in kilts and they've got like muscles out the wazoo and tattoos, and that's always so good. But you read it in books and you see it on the television in movies and things about, you know, the hammer throw, and they throw these huge chunks of wood, and to actually see that in town, you can just walk around, have a look at them doing that, is so impressive.
Because all this is held at Hay Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's very low cost because it's all happening in front of you, and you can literally take your picnic rug, sit down and watch whatever, whether it's the toss the pole thing, or the dancing, or browse the stalls. It's all.
Or try a bit of haggis. The haggis van was there, and we spoke to the.
Did you try haggis?
No,
I haven't either.
I respect cultures, but I'm not going to be eating haggis. We came across this, and the beautiful people who come with their stalls, like the retail people, and everywhere you come, and you say thank you so much for making the effort to come to Hay, because it is a few hundred kilometres away, and they go, oh, we just like to support the event. And when people put the word out, it is such an endearing sense of community that the Scottish, you know, people who have Scottish heritage in Australia have for each other. They'll come just to back you up, and I just thought that is so lovely.
As an event, I think it will just keep growing now that it's started.
Yes.
Yeah, which is good for the town, good for sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely, really great all round.
We talked about people from Hay, kids from Hay, adults. That have gone on to great things, but there's one young boy that at the moment is overseas. Has he? He's left.
Yeah, he's gone to Spain now. Hilton Hargraves is just amazing at soccer, and he just travels. He's been. It might be either his second or his third time abroad. He's been to England and for soccer trials, and he just stands out, not only for his talent but his dedication. He has had feedback from coaches and trainers that his dedication and his enthusiastic adherence to everything in that trial is amazing, because they are often... They have a strict sleep schedule, strict training schedule, an eating schedule, and things like that. Everything that they have to adhere to. And for such a young boy, he shows a lot of maturity.
So how old would Hilton be? He's
not 13.
Is he at high school yet?
Yeah, just early high school. Yeah.
So that's fairly...
Yeah.
That's a big step.
It is.
It's Barcelona where he is at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's his... Yeah, like I said... I'm pretty sure it's his third time abroad, and he has also had feedback about his talent, you know, being chosen to lead teams and being chosen from these trials. It offshoots into other opportunities for him, and it's really, really great to see.
Cool. Well, that's pretty much a wrap of sport.
Yeah.
How we cover it with the help of our volunteer scribes.
We'd be nowhere without you.
The last couple of years of teaching Kimberly how to speak sport.
Yeah, that's right. AFL Rugby League. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episodes.
Thanks, guys.